Oh. Okay, so instead of having you guys just sit there and watch me run for the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about some of the things that I learned during this run, a little bit of background, a little bit of context, and basically my strategy for my next mile run attempt for my PR, okay? So right out of the gate, the first thing that I did wrong was that I ran way too fast. I came out on this run at a 4:15 minute per mile pace, which is way too fast and not sustainable for me. And so again, I thought that I would just completely full send it and that I could just endure the pain the whole time. It turns out that you gotta have a good rhythm and a good pace. And that's something that I wasn't thinking about because I was like, you know what? I can just suffer for this amount of time and I can just make my way through it, right? I can just deal with it. But it turns out that is not a very good strategy. Sending it on this mile is definitely not a good strategy. So you gotta have a good pace that you can sustain. I'm thinking that maybe the next time I do this, for like the first 1,200 meters, I'll keep a solid pace and then really try to like unhitch the trailer and go super fast. Because as you can see, by about this point, I'm about a third of a mile in. I think I was around 0.3 miles. And so I had about, 0.7 of a mile left to complete the run. And I started slowing down right there big time. I think my pace dropped by around a minute. And so that was the biggest mistake that I made coming out of the gate. Way too fast. Maybe next time I'll find a good runner who can sort of pace me for the time that I want to get, because that was definitely not a very good strategy. Just the full send, definitely not a good strategy. Do not recommend that if you're trying to PR. It's not a sprint, right? It's definitely not a sprint, so you can't just, go balls to the wall straight out of the gate. The next thing that I dealt with here was this awful feeling in my lungs that I can't really explain, and I haven't really felt it for quite some time. I have felt it in the past, and it is a familiar feeling, but it's like this burning, almost like a sore throat or like a strep throat sort of feeling in your throat, and then also your lungs are in pain. It's like they are stinging, like there's like a bunch of little bees inside of your lungs just like stinging you. And so that does not feel very good. And then obviously there's the whole heart component where your heart is just pumping super fast and trying like as hard as it can to get oxygen to the rest of your body. And that's not really working because you keep running as fast as you can and your body's like, you need to slow down so you can get oxygen, but you're just like, no. So there's this big time battle going on between you and yourself, between your mind and your body, and it's brutal. And the only saving grace is that you know that this can't last for that long. It's not like in those races where your heart is able to continue getting oxygen to your body. That doesn't happen here. You're in a big time oxygen debt, and that was brutal. And so, as you can see, obviously, I'm still trying to keep my legs moving. A cue that I think of when I'm at this stage in the run is just keep driving your knees, like trying to pick up your knees. And I know it doesn't look like that right now because I am just super fatigued. Looking here, and I'm just trying really hard to keep my pace up, and that guy on that bike, he passes by me and then he yells at me. He's like, come on, keep going, keep pushing yourself. And I was like, dang man, I gotta keep going. And it was definitely needed at that point in time because it was very difficult, and he was definitely helping me out with that little extra push. So that was huge. But I was really trying to drive my knees and keep them moving and keep my cadence really high. And then also really trying to drive your arms, really just keep pumping those arms and kind of doing that to keep your cadence high so that you keep striding out. And those are kind of the mental cues that I think of whenever I'm in this situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys tune in for the last 30 seconds or so. It's pretty brutal, so you're gonna see me finish out this mile run. Keep pushing. He might be done. Yeah, he's done. Dude, that was sub 6, huh? I'll show you. $5:31, holy cow. Jeez. Isn't that what you were going for?
Is that a new PR?
Yeah.
That's
20 seconds. Oh. That's crazy.
All right, so that's it. 5:30 mile pace. Came out way too hot. Everything burns. 20-second PR. Comment your mile times below. We'll see you guys next time on another video. Laters.